Grant, you're not here to read, but to observe Lady Tartlet's house.
I wasn't reading, sir. I was looking over the top.
You were reading. I saw your lips moving. What is it? Why are you so flushed?
Well, it's called My Secret Life by a Gentleman, and the things he could get up to in a sedan chair you wouldn't believe.
Give me that. This is not the sort of book I allow my servants to read. I shall confiscate this and talk to the... Oh, bookseller later. Now, Grange, have you seen Master Roderick?
Well, he said he'd meet us here.
Well, he'd better hurry before we have to buy a book, Grange.
Oh, here he is now. Oh, he looks worried.
Yes, deeply pensive and clouded in thought. I fear things are not going well. What is it, Roderick? Why this abstract gaze?
You haven't seen My Secret Life by a Gentleman, have you? I'm sure I left it here yesterday. I just got to the bit where they were in the sedan chair.
Never mind about that. How's it going with Fanny?
Badly. Her father will not hear of our engagement. She is to marry someone of his choosing, the son of a brewer with 50,000 a year and as much ale as he can drink.
Then you must elope.
Elope? I can't even get a foot on the stair, Father. That aunt of hers watches her like a cat. She's never alone.
Then we must wait until nightfall.
But her aunt occupies the adjoining chamber and she's a light sleeper. And Lord Tartlet is confined to the ground floor with gout, dropsy and the windy spasms. He never rests.
You don't, not with the windy spasms.
Then I must create a diversion.
How so?
I shall seduce Lady Tartlet. What is the matter? Have I said something amusing? She's a lusty woman with an invalid husband. I can see no problem.
Father, she is a lady of refinement and breeding, not a scullery maid.
Roderick, you're forgetting that in my youth I was renowned for my lightning conquests. I once seduced Lady Dalrymple between the cheese and the nuts. And I have lost none of my amatory skills.
But Father, she's a cultivated woman. She has surrounded herself with the choicest spirits of the age. Philosophers, poets, men of letters.
I see. And which one's getting his leg over, Roderick?
Well, they say Chesterfield's in with a shout, but they all have to be careful. Lord Tartlet has a short way with rivals. He has them beaten by ruffians, put into a sack and thrown from Tower Bridge.
Don't worry. I shall charm them both.
But, Father...
excuse me. A moment. You were saying?
Father, your charm will be of no avail. She has sworn never to receive you. Your name is an anathema to her.
Then I shall appear to her incognito, and you shall introduce us as soon as possible.
What about now? For see, she is browsing amongst the books.
Can I assist you, ma'am?
I was looking for the Vicar of Wakefield.
I don't think he's been in this morning.
I was referring to the book, sir.
Huh? You must forgive my levity. I can never resist the opportunity for a jest. I hope I didn't offend.
No, but I'm not used to being spoken to by strangers.
Then I shall amend that straight away. My name is Longstock. Now let us improve upon this happy chance. For life is short, but death is worse. The grave is silent. Do worms converse?
A poem, sir?
Something of my own. A fragment, no more. But you have aroused the muse in me, ma'am. Seeing you for the first time was like seeing Aphrodite arising from the foam.
Sir, you go too far.
Lady Tartlet.
Roderick.
Is this gentleman annoying you?
Well, no.
Good heavens. Is it? It can't be. It is. Do I have the honor of addressing Longstock the poet?
The same, sir.
This is a great pleasure. I have much admired your ode, Reflections on the Death of a Kitten Crushed by the Bristol Stage. I found it most moving.
You are too kind, sir.
You are a poet?
I'm a man of many parts. Poet, philosopher, man of letters.
I don't recall the name of Longstock, nor have I seen any of your books.
Excuse me, Mr. Longstock, isn't it?
Sir?
I wonder if you'd inscribe something inside the flyleaf. To Nathaniel Grunge. With an appropriate sentiment. I've long admired your work, sir.
By all means.
Oh, I can't believe it. Pray, may I stand here for a moment and listen to the gems of your conversation?
I'm afraid not. My conversations are private.
Then perhaps I may renew our acquaintance later.
You may.
Longstock, after all these years. Oh, happy day.
You really must forgive my ignorance. I feel that I should know you.
Oh, it is of no consequence.
Sir, I'm holding a soiree tomorrow evening for the great minds of our age. Perhaps you would care to attend this glittering occasion. My house lies opposite.
You do me a great honor, Lady Tartlet.
Oh, it is a pity I haven't read one of your books. We could converse upon it.
I have nothing here under my name, apart from this, written under a pseudonym, of course, for obvious reasons.
My secret life? But I understand this to be pornographic.
Pornography turned into high art, ma'am. Pre-read it. I think you'll find the scene in the sedan chair particularly riveting. Your servant, ma'am.
What am I doing here? That's what I want to know.
You're a sycophantic admirer, Grange. All great wits have them. So stop picking a backside and try to look like a gentleman.
I thought I looked like a gentleman.
A wig does not make a gentleman, Grange. It requires wit, style, and an easy manner.
And snuff. I notice I don't get any snuff.
Well, you're not used to it.
Just a pinch, sir.
Very well. Be careful. If you sneeze, you'll blow your wig off. Oh, see what comes of aping your better, Scrunch. That was a penny an ounce. Oh. Now, have you got your notebook?
Yes, but why?
I've told you to write down me witty sayings, me epigrams, bon mots, repartees, and amusing sallies.
That'll be the day.
What was that?
Nothing. Where's Master Roderick?
He's over there, fingering his pommel. He must be nervous.
You seem nervous, Roderick.
I am, Fanny. For tonight, I believe we are to enter the gates of ecstasy.
Oh, Roderick. I love it when you talk dirty to me. But how are we to enter the gates when my aunt sits before them like a gorgon?
Not tonight. For tonight, Perseus shall slay the Gorgon.
How so?
Longstock the poet will divert her and give us the opportunity to elope.
It may be so, for in truth, since she has met Longstock, she has talked of no one else. Yet I know him not. Who is this fascinating stranger?
Fascinating indeed, Fanny, but no stranger. You will know him, but you must dissemble.
Oh, it is a stratagem.
Exactly.
Ah, Roderick. Where is Longstock? I must confess I'm eager to renew our acquaintance. I found his book most stimulating. I'd like to introduce him to our circle.
Then your wish is granted, Lady Tartlet, for see, he comes.
Your servant, ma'am.
Longstock, I'd like to introduce my niece, Fanny Fowlacre.
Charmed.
But I know this man. It is my lover's father. His name is Haggard. How can it be that he now calls himself Longstock? It is a diversion, and the colour has left my cheeks. I must dissemble. No one shall know my secret. I'm delighted to make your acquaintance.
Longstock, I'd like you to meet my Lord Chesterfield. He could be of great help to you. Lord Chesterfield, Longstock, the poet.
A poet, you say?
I've scribbled a few lines that are not without merit.
I don't think I've heard of you, Longstock.
Really, you surprise me. My ode to an expiring chaffinch has been much admired.
Then perhaps you would oblige us with a stanza. I'm sure we'd all be most interested.
Then I suggest you buy the book, sir, for no man but a blockhead ever wrote, except for money.
Very good.
I'm sure I've heard that before.
I am often quoted.
Am I to presume that you are looking for a patron?
Indeed not. For what is a patron but a wretch who supports with insolence and is paid by flattery?
Brilliant.
Didn't Dr. Johnson say that?
Not yet, my lord, but he will.
Oh, you must not tease Lord Chesterfield so, Longstock.
It's of no consequence, ma'am. A fly may sting a noble horse, but in the end, the fly is still an insect, whilst the horse is still noble.
Nice one, Chesterfield.
see, Lord Chesterfield's a great wit, Longstock.
Yes, I've always considered him to be a lord amongst wits. Now I find him merely a wit amongst lords.
Clever.
You mock me, sir?
I'm afraid I can't take seriously a man who was named after a sofa.
You have the manners of a dancing master, sir.
On the contrary, the proof of my good manners is my ability to put up with your bad ones, sir.
Oh, bah.
Oh, that was brilliant, Longstock.
Oh, that was nothing.
Sir, you sat upon Lord Tartlet.
Oh, my deepest apologies. I fear I may have injured your father's foot.
Oh, not my father. My husband.
You must have suffered a great deal, sir.
I suffer from gout, that is all, sir.
His lordship is rather sensitive upon the matter.
Then he should be bled twice a day and fed with lentils and kept off this accursed stuff. Otherwise, your wife will continue to look 20 years younger.
Lady Tartlet is my second wife, sir.
I'm afraid his lordship's first marriage was not a happy one.
I see. Well, to be married once could be considered a mistake, but to be married twice, well, that must be a triumph of hope over experience.
I see you're a terrible cynic, Longstock. Come, let us take a turn on the terrace and we can discuss your book.
Delighted. Not now, Grant.
I hardly dare to be alone with you, Longstock, after reading your book.
Why not?
Well, it was so improper.
It was rather steamy, was it not?
I had to keep reminding myself it was only fiction.
Fiction? It happens every day, Ma.
But the incident in the sedan chair between the Countess and Walter, even if it was physically possible, would she have yielded to someone who'd merely approached to inquire the way to Blackheath?
You're forgetting that the Countess was Italian and had worked previously in a circus as a contortionist. It was perfectly believable, Ma.
I suppose you're going to tell me that Walter's believable, too.
I see him in the mirror every morning.
What? Then I'm in danger.
No, I'm the one who's in danger. For my creation lives. The Countess stands before me.
What? Would you seduce me, sir?
How dare you suggest such a thing? How dare you call me a seducer when you stand there with such ravishing beauty? Your hair that would bind me with silken threads, your teeth as white as a coral reef that ensnares the unwary sailor, and those smooth peaks that tempt the climber to ever-reaching heights. How dare you accuse me?
Stay, sir. You go too far.
You're right. I was overheating.
My husband is a jealous man. I am watched day and night. I'm never alone. There are eyes everywhere.
Fear not. Love will find a way. Oh, I could die for you, ma'am. I shall come to your chamber tomorrow at midnight. In the meanwhile, let me kiss those ruby-red lips. A foretaste of the feast to come.
No.
Please, let me
No.
just...
Tis my delight on a shining night, the season of the year. More wine,
No,
father?
Roderick, I must keep a clear head, for tonight I worship at the temple of Aphrodite.
I didn't know we were going to church.
Shut up, Raj. You have an assignation.
With Lady Tartlet.
I thought so. Your parting last night was most affectionate. You bowed so low, you almost split your knee breeches.
Yes, and by midnight tonight, with any luck, I shall be enjoying the felicities of her person.
The felicities of a person.
The first woman of rank I've enjoyed for 17 years. The first since Lady Dalrymple. Oh, those were the days.
What happened, sir?
The memory fails to record the number of times we conjoined in the lists of Venus.
Conjoined?
Falling apart, breathless like spent swimmers, refreshing ourselves with brandy and negus, and then hurling ourselves once more into the fray.
Then what happened?
Well, with her ardour and my velocity, the very bed itself collapsed, and we fell into the chamber below.
Father, control yourself. You're drooling. And so is Grunge, and you're forgetting the plot.
No, I'm not forgetting the plot. We hire the chair for midnight. We bring it round to the rear of the house at the stroke of 12. We throw gravel up to Fanny's window. She will throw a few simple possessions down to you, and then emerge as though to take the night air. She'll be simple.
There could be much danger.
Then make sure that Grunge has sword and pistol to cover your retreat.
Wait a minute, who's going to cover my retreat?
I shall.
You mean you'll be covering Lady Tartlet?
How dare you speak of her in that way? She's a woman of refinement.
It's not what I've read.
You mean she's been lampooned again? Where did you read it? Not the Examiner.
No, it was on the wall of a pie shop in Cheapside. It said, all lusty lads who wish for a good time should repair to the chambers of Lady Tartlet in Belgrave Square, where they will find their every want supplied.
How dare you! How dare you slander the finest woman who ever drew on stays? I give you Lady Tartlet, whose beauty is only exceeded by her generosity. I give you my muse, my inspiration, Lady Tartlet, the thinking man's crumpet.
Lady Tartlet and Lord Tartlet, the most perfect of hosts, was proved equally generous.
And Lord Tartlet, the dreamy old doter.
Lord Tartlet! Father, will he not wake?
No, for the same reason that Lord Dalrymple did not wake. Laudanum. One drink of this, and he won't know whether it's Easter or Christmas. Now come, let us away, for there is much to do.
When I was bound apprentice in famous Lincolnshire.
Longstock, you are early.
Forgive me. I could not control my amorous propensities any longer. Oh, and one brief glimpse of that white bosom has rendered me speechless. Quick, one embrace before I become unglued.
But what if my husband comes?
Don't worry. It would take him half an hour to mount the stairs. A kiss, I say.
But I'm watched day and night. He has spies everywhere.
Love laughs at such danger. After all, what could he do to me? Where is your husband now?
He's at cards.
Then we are alone.
Yes.
A moment. Alone, then I must withdraw.
Withdraw?
My visit is innocent, but tongues will wag. And as you know, Lord Tartlet is dearer to me than any man. I am composing a verse in his honour, a paean of praise. Once I found a word that rhymes with Tartlet. It begins, "O noble Tartlet, champion of freedom, defender of the weak, who walks with bandaged foot through halls of fame." Ah, Lord Tartlet, I was just talking about you.
So I heard. You may retire, my dear. I'll entertain Mr. Longstock.
Yes, my husband. Good night, Mr. Longstock.
Good night, ma'am. Allow me to assist you, sir. I can see that the foot is painful tonight.
A minor irritation, no more. Do not deceive yourself, Longstock. Do not underestimate my strength. Lord Effington made that mistake.
Oh, the champion hurdler.
Until his tragic accident. Now they say he seldom goes abroad without a nurse. Brandy?
Thank you. They say he was set upon by rogues.
Yes.
Where did they find him?
In a sack on Hampstead Heath.
Sad story.
A cautionary tale. He was very popular with the ladies, and he had many enemies. Why, even Lady Tartlet was partial to his company. In fact, I once found them here together alone. And if I'd been a jealous man... Incidentally, Longstock, what were you doing here? Alone?
I hope to find you in, my lord. I brought you the sovereign cure for gout. It's my father's remedy. He once took this, arose from a bed of pain, and walked 5 miles to a hanging.
Sounds very efficacious. Will you go with brandy?
Of course. Cheers.
Oh, Longstock, would you close the window? I feel a draught.
Certainly.
Your good health, Longstock.
Zoons!
Oh, what?
The picture. The eyes appear to be following me around the room.
They say that's the sign of a good picture, when the eyes follow you.
Of course. Your health.
Yeah. Oh, Longstock, will you get me a cushion?
Certainly.
Here's to you, Longstock.
Oh, heavens!
What?
The eyes. I swear they blinked.
They say that's the sign of a good picture, when the eyes appear to blink.
Your health, sir.
And yours. Haggard.
Haggard? You must be mistaken.
No, I heard it at the Mitre Tavern, that your name's not Longstock, but Haggard, that you intend to seduce my wife and make off with my niece Fanny.
The very idea. I hope you refuted the rumour.
I didn't. You're a blackguard, Haggard. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call the servants. Have you put into a sack and thrown into the Thames.
Too late, my lord. You'll never reach the bell rope.
What?
Feeling drowsy, Tartlet? The limbs becoming leaden?
No.
They will. In a moment, you'll fall into a deep coma, and I'll be gone like a phantom of will-o'-the-wisp. You're not the first man who have thought that he had a Haggard in his power, only to find that he'd fallen through your fingers like a wraith. Too late, Tartlet, too late.
Your speech is getting sluggish, Haggard.
That is the effect of the drug. Soon you'll find that everything appears to be happening in slow motion. And now I must bid you good night. Sleep well, sweet prince. Do not attempt to have me followed, for I am fleeter than Mercury.
I'll summon you when we're ready with the low hoot of an owl. In the meantime, wait out of sight. And no smoking. If all goes well, there'll be another penny in it when the job's done.
Can they be trusted?
No, but they can be bought. They're grateful. You saw the way they touched their forelocks.
But is a penny enough?
They're glad of it, Grunge. The Americans haven't come again this year.
I wish it was all over.
What was that? Careful with that pistol, Grunge. You'll blow your kneecaps off.
I don't fancy being run through.
Oh! When do we get out of here? When the clock chimes, Fanny will throw down a small bag of possessions and emerge as though to take the night air.
A neat plan.
Yes, Father has thought of everything.
I just hope he doesn't get distracted. You know what he's like with the petticoats. He won't know what day it is, never mind the hour. And he was definitely drooling tonight. Shh! Oh! You said a small bag of possessions. What's that, a three-piece suite? I'm not carrying that.
Of course you'll carry it.
Oh, no, I didn't sign on for this, not with my hernia. Why don't we put that in the chair and let her walk?
What? My peerless beauty walk the streets, you'll do as you're told, Grunge. It's probably her trousseau.
I don't care. I don't call that a small bag of possessions.
What was that?
Trousseau? I think she's got the bridesmaid in there as well.
It must be Fanny. She must have misunderstood the plan. And you take her, you don't.
Oh, you mean she dropped out of the window and her simple possessions are coming through the door? Is it likely, sir?
You're right. Then who is it?
Roderick,
Father!
tell Grunge if he kicks me once more, I'll have him emasculated with a blunt cutlass. Now get down.
What happened?
I was drugged.
What about Fanny?
Never mind about Fanny. We've got to get out of here.
Why?
Why? Because the river's the next stop. Now, quick, assist me. Assist me.
No, who's out there? Who's out there?
I'm out of the room.
Wait a minute, what's this chair doing here? Who is with it?
Excuse me, is this Belgrave Gardens?
No, madam, it's Belgrave Square.
Oh, what a stupid mistake. Chairman, let us away.
After the dogs!